Hello YouTube, it's me Tifar Wilderness. Welcome to my channel, and yet we made it to the end of another year. The final minutes and hours are counting down to the end of 2023, and it's time for me to sit down and do my end of month bot haul for December of 2023. Something that I do throughout the at the end of every month, where I'm a habitual collector. I'm fortunate that I have a lot of disposable income that I can spend on buying bots every month. So I usually have a good collection of bots to share with you with my end of month bot hauls at the end of every month. And yeah, this month is no exception. So I've got some stuff next to me on the table that I will recount for you that I've bought throughout the month. And yeah, so let's tie a knot in 2023, because this is my final video of 2023. Let's get cracking, shall we? So, right, as usual, I do all these in no chronological order of purchase. And this month, December, usually is the month where I have a couple of sort of like annual events that I like to attend. You could call them, sort of annual traditions. The main one being the NEC Toy Fair on December 27th, which is usually my last bot buying day of the year. However, this year there is no toy fair on the December 27th because of Barry Potter, the organizer of the NEC Toy Fair, had a bit of a disagreement with the National Exhibition Centre, sort of venue organisers. I assume a bit of a hoo-ha over the free parking arrangement that he has, and as a result of which he reduced the number of NEC Toy Fairs this year from 4 to 2, and the December 27th one got knocked on the head. It is coming back next year, so I've got to look forward to it next year, but there wasn't one this year. So going into December, I had my pre-Christmas toy hunt was on the cards. I like to go out round the shops, in the week before Christmas, because the theory is that the toy shops will be bursting with the latest and greatest products on sale, tempting people to come in and buy them just before the big day itself. So I had planned to do that. And but with no NEC Toy Fair, there was another event that happened this month that I wanted to go to instead of the NEC Toy Fair, and that is the MCM Comic Con on December 2nd. But before that, on Friday the 1st, I was off work, and I decided to go uptown because I needed to draw some cash out of the cash machine ready for taking to MCM the following day. And as I was going uptown, I went up the parade at Leamington Spa, which is the main sort of shopping sort of street. And as I was walking up, I glanced across at a discount store called The Depot. And in the window, they sell lots of sort of household goods and cheap tacky tools and stuff. And I noticed in the window they had like a KO Transformers figure in the front window, and I looked at it and I thought, is that who I think it is? Anyway, I disregarded it and I walked uptown and I got my money out and did a few other things. And as I was up there, I thought, you know what, I'm going to go back and make a play on that. So I drew out some extra cash, because this shop, The Depot, it's the sort of shop that you don't want to pay with plastic. You know what I mean? You don't want to pay with your debit card or a credit card in this place in case you're... I'm not saying they're dishonest, but, it's a sort of shop that, you'd rather pay with cash. And anyway, I went down, I looked in the window, and there was this bot in the window. And it had been marked down from 12 quid to 6 quid. I thought, bloody hell, that's cheap. And it was a big figure. And when I looked at the alt mode on the box, I thought, wow, the alt mode looks amazing. So I bought it, and I got it home, and this is the first bot I got this month. Deformation, Xing Deformation HD 76 Ambulance Warrior. Right? So it's like, kind of like, like a largish, KO Ratchet homage. And here he is in robot mode, and I can show you the box. So here's the box, and look at the price, £6 from £12. And then obviously, right, okay. So KO bots, in my opinion, I only really buy KO bots if they have some redeeming features. And this figure had a couple of things that really jumped out at me. One was the price, £6. You know, £6 for a for a big bot like this. You know, that was really cheap. And then there's the alt mode. It transforms into an ambulance that bears a striking resemblance to a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter ambulance. And like here's a picture of one. And then you look at the alt mode that this thing's got. And you can see the similarities between them. I think it's a dead ringer for a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, and that made it worth buying for me. Now, this figure it's a typical KO bot. All right, it's got lots of hollowness, big massive ball joints. You know, it's not. I mean, like the robot mode's head is hollow and it doesn't turn. You know, it hasn't got the best paint on it. You know, it's got all those usual tropes that you'd expect from a KO bot, but still, it's big. It's got a reasonable transformation. I mean, it's got some scarily small pegs for the to hold the panels of the alt mode together, but you know, it's reasonably decent. You know, it's got ball jointed shoulders. It's got a bicep swivel, and then ratcheted elbows. Nothing at the waist. Ball jointed hips. Ball jointed knees that are nice and deep. No other joints to speak of. It's rattly, lightweight. You know, it's got all the things going. But actually, you know, I bought it for the alt mode and the price, and it's a pretty cheap little bot. And they apparently they do an Ironhide version of this. They do one in red with some yellow stripes on it, and it kind of looks like Ironhide. But this is so Ratchet. I mean, and I like Ratchet as a character, so I saw this and it was like an impulse buy. I mean, I saw it out the corner of my eye when I was walking uptown, and yeah, I decided to get it. And yeah, so it's the first bot I got this month. I wasn't expecting to buy it, but yeah, so it's Xing Gang Deformation HD 76 Ambulance Warrior. There you go, a KO, you know, Ratchet. So then obviously I got the money out, went to the NEC MCM Comic Con the following day. Now, I took a glut of money this time round. I took over £200 because there was no NEC Toy Fair at the end of the month. I decided to take a double amount of money that I'd usually take to the MCM Comic Con. And I think I took over, I'm pretty sure it was like £240 I took or something like that. I had intentions to buy some big expensive bots. And the only sort of dealers who was there was like, you know, in demand. So went to the NEC, got my wristband for a Saturday priority, and I went there, got in there for the 9 o'clock opening. Wandered around. It took me a while to find the in-demand stall. I think it was in the second hall. And I got there and I looked at what they had, and it was like they had a bunch of stuff from the last wave of Legacy Evolution. They had some Studio Series bits and bobs, so I decided to make a play. So the first bot that I got, Legacy Evolution Deluxe Detritus. Yes, definitely wanted to get this guy. Just look at those colours. I mean, okay, it's like a slightly retooled Siege Hound, but done in Detritus colours. I mean, Detritus was originally, it was an E-Hobby exclusive in Japan of the G1 Hound that was done up in these sort of like, you know, sort of desert colours, and it looked absolutely amazing. The colours were just superb on it. They really popped hard. This does a good job of recreating that figure. The colours don't quite hit quite as hard, but they're still really, really good. And yes, this mould is probably going to get retooled, or well, this mould is going to get used as a Studio Series 86 Hound, perhaps, maybe. It's because it's been retooled from the Siege into like an Earth mode Jeep, and yeah, so that's possibly round the corner. Decent figure, really good. Good transformation, good alt mode, awesome colours. Like this thing a lot. So that's Legacy Evolution Deluxe Detritus. Then decided to get this guy, Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Deluxe Mirage. Obviously, I'm trying to get a selection of the Studio Series, Rise of the Beast figures for a lineup of the characters from the movie. This guy. So I'm a bit on the fence about whether to go for the mainline figures or the Studio Series. Each have their merits and demerits, in my opinion. This guy, his robot mode is very, very Ghibli. I mean, look at the door wings, the wheels. It's got lots of kibble going on. He's got all these car bits sticking off his feet. He does have an accurate head sculpt, but he does have the transparent arms, because obviously the windows are moulded into his arms, and because it's a officially licensed Porsche alt mode, Porsche obviously wanted their car parts to be prevalent on the robot, I assume, especially like they didn't want this nice Porsche logo on the doors to get disturbed in any way, shape or form, so it had to transform with it intact. And also, they didn't want to mess up the car mode too much with unnecessary panel lines. So yeah, it's not a great figure. It's a Ghibli mess. Yeah, it's got the transparent arms because of reasons. At least the alt mode looks realistic. He's got a good head sculpt. He's okay. He's all right. Is he? I mean, I got Nightbird, Studio Series Nightbird last month, and I wasn't too impressed with her either. Similar sort of reasons. This guy, he's not fantastic great, but I think out of the main line and the Studio Series, I think the Studio Series is marginally better because of the alt mode and the head sculpt and a few number of factors that make it actually a better figure. So I decided to get him, and it was the only one they had on the peg. I mean, I assume because the MCM Comic Con runs from Friday through to Sunday, and I think sold out their Studio Series, sort of Rise of the Beast figures pretty quickly on the Friday, and they only had a handful left on the Saturday. So it was the last one on the peg, so I bought it. So I got him. Then Studio Series 86 Voyager Ratchet. Yeah, wanted to get this guy. It's Ratchet. I love Ratchet. Obviously, I've got 2 Ratchets this month if you include the KO one that I got as well. So yeah, and so they did the Ironhide, and then it was obvious they was going to do a Ratchet repaint of this down the line. He's all right. He's great. It's good mould. Little bit bland, as in not much colour going on in this guy, and he hasn't got the the crosses on his shoulders because reasons. You can get repro labels that will fix that, and I might get the repro labels for this guy because it'll make him look a lot better in my mind. As for the bland white on this, it's animation accurate. So the characters in the show, they were a bit simplistic in their designs for animation reasons, and so the character designs were a bit bland and plain. Just so it made them easier to animate. And so Studio Series 86 Ratchet, I mean, obviously he was on the shuttlecraft where the Decepticons invaded and basically killed everybody, so he died very quickly along with everybody else. But at least we got Studio Series 86 Ratchet, and it's a great figure. It's really good. It's Ratchet, and I had to get one. And they had it on the in-demand stall at MCM Comic Con, so I'm managed to pick him up. Then, the next couple of purchases, it was like I was running out of things to buy. There was a lot of stuff on there that I'd already got, but there's a lot of stuff on there that I was like not interested in or didn't have an opinion on either way. This was one of those figures. I saw it and I thought, you know what, I might as well get it. I've got all the other Evolution Junkion moulds, and I'd like to make Junkosaurus. So yeah, Trashmaster, Legacy Evolution Voyager Trashmaster. He's all right. He's okay. Turns into a garbage or like a dust cart. Yeah, he's okay. He comes apart for the Evo Fusion gimmick, so you can plug his parts into other characters, and other characters can plug their parts onto him. You can mess around with that. Obviously, you can turn this guy because he's got the yum 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 yum. He's got the chompy head for the Junkosaurus mode. Yeah, he's all right. He's okay. Decent figure, very very chunky. Not particularly tall for a Voyager. I mean, yeah, you put him next to Ratchet. I suppose he's all right. But yeah, he's okay. He's all right. I was a bit on the fence about getting him, but as I've got all the other Junkion molds, I might as well get this guy. So managed to pick him up as well. So Legacy Evolution Voyager Trashmaster, and then it was like I still had a glut of money left. I'd not seen anything big or impressive. I really wanted to get hold of Legacy Evolution Leader Class Nova Prime, but In Demand said they hadn't had any since TF Nations. So yeah, that guy seems to be in short supply. I know it's back on pre-order up on Hasbro Pulse, but I am going to make a play on that at some point, but not right now. And I was browsing around, and I went away and had a wander around the convention, and then I came back to the store, and I looked, and I saw a 2-pack down there, and I thought, I kind of like one of the figures in that 2-pack, so I might as well make a play on it. So I went and got it, and it was the War Dawn 2-pack from Legacy Evolution with Erial and Dion in. So I mainly got it for this gal. I mainly got it for Erial. I mean, it's the Legacy Evolution Prime RC mold done yet again. I mean, this is how many times have they remolded this now? This is about the 4th or 5th remold of this mold. But it looks good in these colours. I like it in the white and the pink. It looks really good. Yes, it's got a lot of kibble hanging off the back. It's all right. I will say though, this mould and Dion suffer from a very soft, bendy plastic, and when you're trying to transform this gal, some of the bits are, I wouldn't say they're warped, but they're slightly misshapen, and when you're trying to transform her into bike mode, you have to basically scrunch all and peg all arms and legs together, and doesn't quite work that well. She's okay otherwise, and I like the Alt mode. It's got that sort of chiseled, sort of a windshield on the bike mode, which looks kind of cool. So she's okay. I don't mind her. She's got like a little molded ponytail, but she's okay. She's all right. But again, the soft plastic that this guy's made of, or this gal's made of rather, not great. So she's all right. But then Dion. Now, if you've seen my worst bots of the year, you'll know what's coming. Yeah. I didn't care about this character. Out of the 2 characters that came in this pack, this was the one I wanted the least, or couldn't really care about. But they came as a 2-pack deal, so I had to buy him. Yeah, this guy, QC issues galore. Not only has he got that soft plastic that Erial's got, he's also got, he has those limbs that come apart because he's the Studio Series 86 Cup mold, just remolded. But because of the soft plastic he's made from, his arms, the bicep joints on the arms are just super super soft, and the arms just fall off as soon as you so much as look at them. They fall off. Also, transforming this thing, because of the way that the Studio Series 86 Cup mold works to get the front of the vehicle mode, because of this thing, again, this is made out of that soft plastic. It doesn't really plug together particularly well, and then there's some panels on the feet that one's out. There goes an arm, and then this panel keeps coming off on the legs, and it's not great. It's really not great. I'm not impressed by it. Obviously, I'm not a fan of the G1 cartoon series. They're from that episode called, was it War Dawn? Apparently, Dion is a precursor for Ultra Magnus. Now, I like Ultra Magnus. There's a load of them in there. I like Ultra Magnus. He's one of my favourite characters from the G1 continuity and any other continuities after. If this is a precursor of Ultra Magnus, then I can make it work as part of my collection. That I can add him to my collection. For that reason, basically. I decided to add him to my collection for that reason. But this mould, though, it really suffers from QC issues because of the plastic they used to make it. So yeah, he's really not great. He's really not great. So yeah, I got him in that 2-pack, and he was the last bot that I bought at the MCM Comic Con. Had a lot of money. Didn't spend all my money. I had a glut of money, which I took home, and that was that. So that's that out of the way. Next, it was my comic order, because obviously this year I've been I finished off the Marvel G1 issues 100 to 199, and now I decided to start buying the 200 series. This month I made a play on made a play on 7 issues of the Marvel G1 200 series. Bought them off eBay from Susanna Carter. So got issue 210, 211, 214, 215, 216, 217 and 218. So there we go, and that completes the 210 series. So I've got all the 210s now, and I'm slowly working my way through the 200 series, and that is something that will continue into the new year. And they arrived on the 6th. Right, so next on the 11th, my Korean toys arrived. I've done an unboxing video on them, I've done reviews on them. And so first we've got Metal Carbot, Shadow X. He's one of the the figures from the the early wave of the Metal Carbot release. So he's like the 5th bot to get captured by is it Jun or Jin, the kid in the show. He's a bit of a joker, this guy. He's a bit of a comedian. He likes playing pranks on people. He can turn invisible because he's like a ninja, and he has like sort of stealth sort of things going on, so he can turn invisible, and he likes playing pranks on Jun, and they have a bit of a standoff, and then he comes back the following episode. He manages to capture him. He has this his card weapon turns into this massive great shuriken, which he can sort of spin round and create sort of like tornadic winds, and you can throw it like a throwing star. Unfortunately, the peg on it doesn't have a rotational gimmick on it, so it doesn't actually spin. And he transforms into a bi-rotor helicopter, and again he's got like the rotor blades on his arms, and they don't spin either. So bit disappointing that he's got rotor blades that don't spin. He's very small, got limited articulation in a few areas. I mean, he's got sort of bicep swivels and and stuff. No waist joints, no thigh swivels. He's got ratchet joints and stuff. He's okay, but he's one of those characters that I would have given a miss. I'm not really liking this character that much, this toy. It's small because the cost of importing these guys from Korea is quite prohibitive, and I can get them reasonably cheap now that I've got a system going to buy them off the G Market. But still, this guy is one of the figures that I would not have bothered to get because I'm just not a fan of him, to be honest. But I had to buy him because I said I was going to buy all the figures in the Metal Carbot toy line, so I managed to get hold of him, and he's all right. He's okay, but I could quite easily have been done without getting him. Then the other Korean toy that arrived. I mean, they both arrived on the same day. Yep, Hello Carbot Gem Wingbird Gem. So you had the that was season 13 was the Hello Carbot Gem season, and they had this gimmick whereby you got these animals, these gem animals. Quickly transform. Hang on. So right, you've got this thing. This is Wingbird. This is the character of Wingbird. It's this transparent, sort of gem or character. It's a fembot. It's a she. So yeah, there's her wing mode, and then they transform into a block. Which plugs into the robot mode. Transforms into a block, which then slots into this gap in the robot mode, and then it becomes the robot. So the robot isn't actually the character. The character is this Breastmaster sort of thing. It's an interesting gimmick. There's other sort of characters, these gem characters, which you can switch and change between the molds. There's 3 basic figures of the the robot that they plug into. There's this gal, this Wingbird. Then there's a Diggo Bear, which is like a digger, and then you've got Torto Gem, which is like a snow cat type, tracked vehicle. As there's only 3 of them, I'm gonna go and get the others in the new year. Kind of reminds me of the Samba gimmick somewhat, but it's a bit of a weird the way this has been engineered. However, this mold though, this thing, the actual robot mode is pretty cool. When the figure's plugged in, you get this really bossed-in robot. It transforms into a really awesome looking car mode. It's like a coupe sports car that kind of looks like a Jaguar F-Type. In my mind, you've got these boosters which plug onto the back, which can be used as a rocket pack, or they can plug onto the bird mode in a very, very different ways. It's a big toy. It's got the usual, sort of ratitude going on, and it's got some extra joints on the feet which allow the feet to go back and forwards. It doesn't have any ankle tilts, but it does have these extra joints on the feet, and you can get some extra posing options with the legs on this thing. It will pull off some pretty cool sort of leg poses with those extra joints. It's really big, really heavy. It's got the usual build quality. I was quite impressed by this, to be honest. Really, really impressed. And yeah, I really, really like it. And yeah, so my second Korean purchase of the month. Hello Carbot Gem Wingbird Gem. She's pretty awesome. And then then this next thing that arrived. I did. I'm sure I did an unboxing. There was only 2 unboxings this month. There wasn't 3 because of the nature. I didn't send out for many international parcels or any parcels in general, and they both arrived on the same day. Well, the same days. Both my Korean figures arrived on the 11th, and my AliExpress purchase arrived on the 14th. So on the 14th, there's a bot I'd seen on AliExpress. The original blue version came out some time ago, and it looked pretty cool. But then they did a repaint in sort of the G1 sort of character design colours, and I thought I've got to get it. Now it's based on Grimlock, so you get like a big Grimlock robot mode and a big Dino mode, but it's a triple changer. It has a 3rd mode, a tertiary mode. And it's what it transforms into in the tertiary mode is I've actually got it here now in its third alt mode, or its second alt mode. So it's right. What is it? Mobian Studios Star Overlord Shadow Commander, and like I said, it's based on Grimlock. It has a big, Grimlock, robot mode, big Grimlock, Dino mode, but it has a third mode, and it transforms into this. It transforms into a sniper rifle. So you can probably see, you got Grimlock's arms are here. His chest is sort of here, but you've got like the robot mode sort of chest pieces are all here. You've got the thighs and the legs. The legs are like here, and then you've got the tail of the Dino mode is down here. But yeah, it turned into a sniper rifle, and absolute why they did this, I don't know, but they did. They did a blue version in like G2 colours to start with, but then they did this version, and and I had to get it. I decided to transform it into this mode, and now I've got it in this mode. I didn't want to transform it back into robot mode. Now, this is not the only transforming sniper rifle that I've got, because I also have this. So I've got the MBK, was it SRK-01 King of Sniper as well. So I've got this guy. So I now have 2 transforming sniper rifles. Yeah, and before you ask, this thing, yes, I do know about the MBK, was it KSR 03 and 04 King of Gatling. They've done a Gatling gun version of this, and it's like, yeah, I've definitely got that on my to-do list in 2024, so I will be getting the Gatling gun version at some point. But yeah, the sniper rifle, I've got that as well. But yeah, this thing, it didn't need to do this, but it does. It looks a bit weird in its sniper gun mode. You can obviously see bits of robot mode, sticking out. It doesn't look quite as convincing as the other one, but yeah, so it does that. It turns into a sniper rifle. Yeah, how ridiculous is that? So yeah, that arrived on the 14th. That ridiculous thing. The robot mode is really, really huge. It's massive, and as is the Dino mode. I mean, there's the book. So there's some sort of pictures of the 3 different alt modes. You've got the Dino mode, robot mode, and the sniper rifle mode. So he's a triple changer. So yeah, got that. Right. So now we're moving on now to the tail end of the month, and like I said, I would have liked to have gone to the NEC Toy Fair, but it wasn't happening this year. So I decided I wanted to do the pre-Christmas toy hunt. Now I had planned to do it on Friday the 22nd, but something happened at work. I've got my medical as part of my job was due in the new year, and I told my boss about it nearly 2 months ago, and he's had a bit of a mare to try and arrange this medical for me, and then I had a bunch of leave left over that I needed to use up at the end of the year, and I booked off the. I had quite a lot of leave. I had December the 1st I was off, then I was off the 4th to the 8th, and then I had some more days left over towards. I would like to have taken that pre-Christmas week off, but as it happened, my gaffer arranged for me to take my medical on Monday the 18th, so I had to go over to a place in the Birmingham city centre and take my medical. And because I had my medical basically what it meant was until they had they received the paperwork or the notification that I'd passed my medical, I was then classed as non-operational, so I couldn't do my job. And so he offered the opportunity, as I would be non-operational after taking the medical. He said, right, you might as well book the rest of the week off. So he let me take the 19th to the 22nd off work. So I was off for the rest of the week anyway. So I decided I'd do my pre-Christmas toy hunt on Wednesday the 20th, because I like to do it on the Wednesday in the week before Christmas, because it ain't going to be quite as busy. The Friday will probably be more busy, and my whole rationale for doing these pre-Christmas toy hunts is that just before Christmas the toy shops are going to be rammed with all the latest and greatest new products to get people to buy them in the days just before the big day itself. So that's my plan behind it. So I went over to Smith's to start off with. There was a couple of figures that are on the Smith's website that I would have liked to have made a play on. And I managed to pick a guy up. So picked up Rise of the Beasts mainline Voyager Rhinox. Now I know there's the Studio Series one out there, which is obviously more screen accurate. But when it comes to the mainline and the Studio Series, I'm especially with the Beast Wars characters, I'm erring more towards the mainline characters, because they look more like the Beast Wars originals rather than the on-screen avatars. And I like Rhinox. Rhinox is good. Decided to get this because it kind of looks a bit like his original Beast Wars character. I mean, he does come. This figure comes with the chain guns, that's just Rhinox all over with those the chain guns. He's got to have the chain guns. The Rhino mode's okay. I mean, I just don't like the look of these Rise of the Beast figures. The colours on them are so drab and monotone. It's like this guy's all this sort of like beigey plastic. And then you had the Cheetor was all one colour, Air Razor was all one colour, Rhinox is all one colour. It's all that going on. So I bought this guy. I thought I'd get this guy. I might get the Studio Series Rhinox down the line. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. But I decided to get this guy as my stand-in for my Rise of the Beasts Rhinox. And he's all right. He's okay. He's half decent. I quite like him. I was looking at getting the Studio Series Leader Optimus Primal while I was there, but it was like nearly 60 quid, and it was like, I only had about 90 quid going out to this toy hunt, pre-Christmas toy hunt, so I didn't want to spend all my budget on just blow most of my budget on one figure, so I wanted to spread things out a little bit. So I passed on that. That's something I can get in the new year. And so I went into Coventry City Centre. I did go into a couple of B&M home stores, but didn't see anything. I bought some, sort of foodstuffs while I was in there for Christmas. But anyway, went into Coventry City Centre, went to a Forbidden Planet, and looked at what they had available. They had a reasonable selection, but it was mostly stuff that I already had. And they did have the Toxitron characters on the peg, the Toxitron Deluxes, and they also had another repaint of a mould I've already got. So I was looking around. I didn't see anything that absolutely jumped out at me as something I wanted to buy, but I thought, well, I'm here now, I might as well buy something. And I looked at what was available, and there was one figure I thought, I've been sort of thinking about getting this, mainly because of the garish colours that it comes in. So Buzzworthy Bumblebee, RID Robots in Disguise 2000 Universe tow line. Yes, so they've done this repaint of what was he called? Oh, Scrap Hook, that's it, yeah. So Legacy Evolution Scrap Hook, but they did him in the tow line colours. These like, sort of Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine colours with the the turquoise and the lime green and the orange, and it just pops so hard, doesn't it? I mean, Now, I kind of wish they'd have gone a bit further with this mould and taking off all the Mad Max, spikes and things, but they didn't. It's just a straight, it's just a straight retool of that. Well, it's just a straight repaint, to be honest, and it works really well. These colours are, quite obvious as being toe line from RID 2000, but I decided to get it. Again, it's more parts for making those Junkion combiner nonsense, because it's got the Evo Fusion where it all comes apart. But it's got all that going on. But the colours, I just bought this for the colours. I mean, last year I got a real taste for repaints with the Generation Selects line, and this was no exception. So went and got him at Forbidden Planet. He was something to buy. Then I wandered round the Coventry City Centre. I went to the Entertainer and was looking round, and I saw a figure that I wanted to buy. Now, I had seen on the website that this figure should have been in stock at Smith's, but it wasn't in stock at Smith's. But in Smith's they'd marked it down to like £10.99. But I bought this from Entertainer, and it was 19 quid. But I've been on the fence about getting this character in one of his different variants, because it's from the Earthspark toy line, and it's one of the main characters, and he has both a deluxe and a warrior class figure. But I couldn't make my mind up which one to get, because they both have their sort of like plus and minuses, and so I decided to get this guy. Earthspark Megatron Deluxe. Yeah, he's okay. Obviously the warrior class figure is pretty good as well. It was very difficult to choose between them, but I decided to go for the deluxe figure, because the deluxe figure, being a deluxe, it's got a few extra bells and whistles on it. He's all right. Megatron in Earthspark. Obviously, he's a good guy. Megatron. He's not leader of the Decepticons anymore, per se. And he's working for Ghost along with Optimus. And a lot of the disgruntled Decepticons are like, sort of battling against him, because they don't like what he's doing. It kind of mirrors the sort of Lost Light, from IDW Lost Light, where Megatron renounced Decepticonism and became an Autobot, and then jumped on the crew with the Lost Light and went looking for the Knights of Cybertron. It's kind of like that. Good character. Earthspark, though. I mean, some of the fights in Earthspark, they're so well choreographed. And it's a good show. It does have its down points, but on the whole, it's pretty good. And so I decided to get this. Decided I'd go for the deluxe version. 19 quid from Entertainer. I wish they'd have marked it down, but so I almost paid full price for it. But got him from the Entertainer. And then when I was going back through the city centre to the car and the car park, there's a toy store in the Coventry City Centre, the West Orchards City Centre, called Toy World. No, not Toy World, Toyland. That's it, Toyland. Here's a picture of it anyway. Yeah, so that's Toyland, and I actually went in there on my way from because I park in the multi-story car park, and then I come down through the centre and then go walk around the town, go to Forbidden Planet, and then take the extended walk down to where Entertainer is. But I went into there first, had a look and saw they had a few Transformers things, but nothing that really jumped out at me. And then when I was coming back out or going back to the car, I decided to drop in there because I'd seen a figure on the shelf or on the peg that I thought, I could make a play on her. Earthspark Warrior Elita 1. So they had Elita 1. She was it 12 quid? She was cheap anyway. So I decided to get her, and she was, in my opinion, I thought this was the last bot that I was going to buy. Well, it is the last bot that I bought in 2023. So I managed to pick her up. Now, I usually make a big deal about the first bots and the last bots that I buy in any given year, and I thought that this was going to be my last bot, but little did I know something else was going to come along towards the end of the year. So I got her, and she was the last bot I got on my pre-Christmas toy hunt on the Wednesday the 20th. So I thought that was it. I thought that was my haul for this month. But then Christmas happened. Now, this year I got invited to go down to my sister's in High Wycombe, but I declined this year. I said, no, I don't fancy driving down to High Wycombe on Christmas Day again. And so they came up with an alternative plan. I would spend Christmas Day on my own at home, and then they would come up and see me on Boxing Day. And as they did, they'd, my sister and James, her fella, came up and visited me on Boxing Day, and they bought a few gifts for me, and I bought some gifts for them. And every year, it's a case of I look on my sister's Amazon wish list to see what she wants, and I buy a few gifts for her, and then she looks on my Amazon wish list and buys a few gifts for me, and that's how it works. And this works quite well. Anyway, so now I opened these in the opposite order to what I'm showing them, but for the sake of this video, I want to show them this way round. So she got me this. Speaking of Earthspark, obviously, I got Megatron and Alita. So yeah, but she got me the DVD of the season 1 episodes 1 to 10. Great. I have actually seen Earthspark. I've watched it, streamed it online on somewhere. I can't remember where it was. I saw it. Was it Netflix or Amazon or somewhere like that? I haven't seen it on. I haven't got Paramount Plus, so I couldn't watch it on Paramount Plus. But it got streamed on some other streaming services, so I managed to watch all the episodes. This DVD is an NTSC Region 1, so it won't play on UK DVD players. I'm a bit disappointed at that, because I thought with DVDs and Blu-rays now, they seem to be doing away with the regional lockouts, and it's like they're all multi-region that they sell now because they just want to keep selling DVDs rather than have to exclude people because they don't live in the right region. But I can play this. I do have a multi-region DVD player. I just have to dig it out and if I want to watch this. But as I've watched the episodes recently on a streaming service, I don't need to watch it. But it's still good to have a hard copy or a hard copy of the episodes for myself. Because this day and age, everything's going to digital streaming, and there's going to come a time when everything is pay-per-view. So if you want to watch some digital streaming content, you'll have to pay through the nose for it. At least when you've got a hard copy of it, you can watch it on your own device, in your own home without an internet connection. So yeah, there is that about it. So I still collect DVDs, not so much now, but I still buy them as and when. But my sister bought me this, so that was great of her to get me that. And then the other thing she got, and this was a surprise, I had it on my Amazon wish list, so she made a play on it. 52 toys, Beast Box 47 Phantomaster. Yeah, so those, we all know 52 toys Beast Boxes. Like last year, I got White Noise, who, as you can see, he's in his box. So this thing transforms into a cube and will fit in a box like this. But he's like a chameleon, and apparently he's got like a colour changing gimmick on it. It's got some paint marks on it, which apparently... Now, it says in the instructions you've got to get it over 35 degrees for the colour change to activate, and I think that's a bit extreme, don't you think? But anyway, turns into a chameleon. He has got a spring-loaded tongue gimmick, which is pretty cool. Very fiddly toy to pose. Very fiddly and awkward toy to transform into his box mode. Yeah, so he's one of those 52 toys that he looks great, but he's a bit of a mare to mess with. He's not really that much fun to mess around with. But I had it on my wish list. My sister bought it for me, so I appreciate that. Karen, if you're watching, thank you very much for getting this for me. I'm glad you got it for me. And he does come with some accessories. He comes with like a little bug, like a little grasshopper, and a sort of a red beetle, like a ladybird type thing. Yeah, but it's decent. It's cool. It's like I said, it's an awkward thing to mess around with. But another 52 Toys Beast Box figure, and he is the last bot that I got this year. So there we go. That is my haul for December 2023. Quite an interesting selection. Got some really unusual stuff. But now it's the first and worst. Now, usually I struggle with this, especially this year. It's been a real struggle for the first and worst, because there was a number of months throughout the year whereby, you know, I had, let's say, multiple figures that qualified for the first spot, or a bunch of figures that you know, I liked equally, and nothing stood out as being, you know, an obvious candidate for the first spot. And I had problems with the worst bots as well. But I did my first and worst bot videos a couple of days ago, so you already know what I'm going to be showing. So I might as well just do it, because I already know what they are. So, first and worst. So, yeah, Wingbird gem, big impressive bot, awesome car mode, got all the, you know, all the clicky attitude, slightly, you know, it's got the usual sort of hello Carbots, you know, sort of articulation, but it's because of these extra joints on the legs, you know, you can get some additional posing options out of it. Not quite so sure about the whole, you know, the whole sort of gem master gimmick, but it is a thing. I am planning on getting some more of the gem characters in the new year, so that I can at least do the swap and change nature of the gem master gimmick. But yeah, I really like her, and I think out of everything I got this month, she's probably my most favourite thing that I got this month. And then Dion. There you go. There's a prime example of why this is the worst bot. The arms just will not stay on. You only have to look at them and they fall off. QC issues on this thing galore. Yeah, that was as good a reason to make it the worst bot this month, you know. So yeah, there we go. So that's it. That's 2023 done. You know, put a bow on it. You know, stick a fork in it. It's done. This is my last video of the year. We've only got a couple of hours now until, you know, the chimes of Big Ben. Is he going to chime this year? I don't know, but you know what I mean. Don't everybody start singing old Lang Syne, and yeah. So that's it. That's been me for 2023. Moving over well, tomorrow it'll be another year, be 2024, and yeah. I've been TFI Wilderness. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching me over the course of the year. And I'll see you next year. Ta-da.